Now I give the floor to our colleague, Jozo RADOŠ, former Defense Minister of Croatia and colleague in the European Parliament. Jozo, you have the floor.
Thank you, Gérard. I'm also very happy that we have the President of the Iranian Democratic Opposition, Mrs. Maryam Rajavi, with us today. Mrs. President, it is really encouraging to see how much progress the resistance has been making with your continuous and tireless efforts. As we celebrate the International Human Rights Day, I would like to remember the victims of 1988 prison massacre in the Iran. More than 30,000 political prisoners were hanged in the massacre which took place in many cities all over Iran during the summer of 1899. Many of the prisoners had already served their sentences, but were again questioned in summary trials and sentences to death. This was done according to fatwa of Ayatollah Khomeini, who had decided to erase a whole generation of intellectuals and opposition activists. Most of victims belonged to the main opposition, PMOI. A year after that massacre in 1989, the UN Special Envoy for Human Rights in Iran called on the Iranian authorities to investigate that crime, but that investigation was never undertaken. This year, the UN made a new call for an independent investigation into this crime. After nearly 3 decades, it is clear that the Iranian regime has never had any intention to investigate this crime. In fact, the same criminals who committed those crimes are now holding top position in the country. One of them is Alireza Avae, who was appointed by Rouhani in August to serve in his cabinet as new justice minister. Avae has been on the EU sanctions list since 2011 for grave human rights violation. He was the prosecutor in south of Iran in 1899 and ordered the execution of many innocent political prisoners. After this year, reports by United Nations, it is totally unacceptable that the European Union continues with its silence over human rights and continues with business as usual with this regime. Therefore, given the fact that the regime has proven to be incapable of launching an inquiry into this crime after 29 years, it is time for the European Union and the international community to refer the dossier of the crimes committed by this regime, especially by 1988 massacre of 30,000 political prisoners, to the UN Security Council, so that the regime officials and those responsible for this crime are brought to the International Criminal Tribunal. We must end the impunity of those who commit these crimes, which has continued in Iran until today. This must be priority in EU future contacts with Iran. Thank you very much.